Whew. The 2023 NFL draft is now officially complete. It's done, Harv. Um, the Cowboys, the draft class, the draft that they had, damn, it has everybody kind of feeling some kind of way. You know what I mean? Whether you like the Dallas Cowboys or you hate them, doesn't matter. It has you feeling either if you hate them, makes you feel good. You like them. I don't know if you like the draft. I mean, what's your first impressions, man? Tell me.
So this is the thing, man. Look, mi gente, right? Is how we say it. That where I'm from. It's all good, man. In the hood, like it's gonna be okay. Um, Look, it's already done. They've been drafted. There's nothing we can do about it. All we can do is just continue to be positive. Look, we'll get into the context of all the players and all that, but what's got me excited more than anything is the undrafted players that we picked up. I am so excited, man. And I think that's what keeps me going is the players that we actually have that are undrafted. So, hey, man, they always say hunt the good stuff. That's the good stuff, man.
I just want to give a couple shout outs on TikTok. El Güerito. If you guys like Call of Duty content, go check out El Güerito. I believe it's El Güerito 2030. He has some crazy clips on there. Of course, he shares live. Gene Castillo, shout out to you. Thank you for joining in. But yeah, man, I mean, this draft class, man. I mean, overall, look, I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to say they had a bad draft class. I think that overall, the Dallas Cowboys, they did enough, I think, in the offseason and with the re-signing of some of their certain players and some of the free agents that they were able to bring in. And like I said, and some of the players that they were able to get. Because, you gotta include Jonathan Hankins in this draft class. You got to include Brandon Cooks and, of course, Stephon Gilmore. So when you include those on top of the rookies that they're bringing in, I think that overall, regardless of whatever you see out there and whatever draft grade you want to give the Dallas Cowboys or whatever draft grade is given to the Dallas Cowboys, you need to put in there the impact that Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Cooks, and Jonathan Hankins are going to have in this draft class because they're going to be starters and they're going to be impact players. So that's the one thing that we need to remember before we go and just say, you know what, the Cowboys this. Because the thing is, the Eagles, man, they had an amazing draft class. But let's be honest, man. Even if you are an Eagle fan, do you really trust Jalen Carter to stay in shape and Jordan Davis to keep his weight under the, you know what I'm saying, to keep his weight in playing form and do you really trust all these guys to be day one impact starters? I mean, no. But did the Eagles help themselves longevity? I think long term they were able to rebuild their defense up in these last two drafts class. I mean, I understand everybody wants to compare the Eagles, but let's get caught up with the YouTube comments. We better win a Super Bowl because if we don't, there will be a lot of pissed off fans. I mean, this is a fact. I think for the most part, us Cowboy fans have been pissed off for what 28 years now.
28, man.
And that's because Hullum, right? Hoodlum, he's 25. You know what I mean? So, I know Hoodlum was pissed. I mean, if you guys missed out on the draft party that we had, man, you guys are not helping the channel out. Number one, I mean, we put in a ton of work, and it was fun for those that were on, and we appreciate those that joined us. Thank you so much. Round of applause. I love for those guys, man. You guys stayed on all through the entire draft. You saw
Crazy.
you saw our you saw us kind of be able to be vulnerable, be emotional, be mad. You know what I mean? Hudlo says I slept on it and I'm still mad as hell. The vibes. What's up, guys? What's up, man? How you doing? I hope you're doing good. We're just trying to process it. We're not gonna give no grade. We're just gonna give you our first impressions. You know what I mean? Ruben says, "Me too, but only time will tell." Yes, you got to be fair. Each draft class, you got to go in 3 years. So, for instance, with CeeDee Lamb, now is the time that you can start giving him an actual. You know what I'm saying? Now you can start. I guess you can give the actual player a grade right now, right? Because he's entering his fourth year. now Micah Parsons, he's entering his third year, but Micah Parsons was an instant impact his rookie year. So that's the thing is that with Micah, we want that Micah type of player that can have an impact as soon as they come in as a rookie. Philip says, besides the Monty Smith, who contributes other than him this year? I don't trust Gallup, and if the season started tomorrow, I don't trust part of my offensive line. Wow, Philip. I mean, for the most part, I thought the offensive line was ready to go.
I think, and I'll answer that question. I think there's a lot of free agents right now still out there that can probably help us. Um, First one that comes to mind is I think he was a Denver Bronco, is Risner, the guard.
Yeah.
So guys, don't be patient, man. But looking back at the Asim Richards draft, I think you have to look at flexibility, and I think he can play guard, and I think that's what they have slot as, but he can also play tackle. So I think the Cowboys, I think they know what they're doing and having that flexibility in case they have a scenario. Because as of right now, as I look at the depth chart, they have Tyler Smith as left guard. Look at the depth charts.
And
So hey,
he could be an all pro, I think.
yeah. So we'll see, man. We got to be patient.
For sure on that one. Fernando, good to see you.
What's up, Fernando?
I've been seeing a lot of Cowboy fans not liking this draft. But I like it. Not every year we're gonna get superstars, get some role players that going to do their job, do what they do each week. And I think this is a great example of what we have, right? Is I think the consensus when you look back and at the big picture, right? And I'm sorry if I steal words from you, Harv, but I think when you look at the overall draft for the Dallas Cowboys is they want to stop the run, man.
Yep.
And they did that. They got the players to do that. These boys just to win, right? Mati Pick just made the wait. Is he new?
I think he is.
Round of applause. Thank you for joining. Hey, thank you for
Welcome, brother.
live stream. You join the live stream. You come on the comment section. We'll give you a round of applause. That's the way it works. So TikTok, the link is in the bio. I know we're about to do a cap giveaway. We were supposed to do it on Sunday, but man, it got crazy. We didn't. It was I'm sorry. We were supposed to do it on Saturday. But damn, the draft party was crazy, right, Herb? I mean, we were on second round, third round.
Yeah.
Monty Pick just made the defense Super Bowl ready. Can offense hold up their end? I think that's going to be a very telling story. Or I think that's going to be the actual. That's what's going to be under the magnifying glass this entire season, right, Harvard? I think because Mike McCarthy took over. He clearly wanted a tight end for whatever reason. Maybe they're going to implement more 12-man formations. When you see a 12-man formation, that means they're going to run the ball. There's some picks that we will talk about in just a bit. But what do you think about what his comment? Do you think Monty makes this defense a Super Bowl type defense?
Yeah. He's just you got to think he's one of the top. I think he was number one beast, the freak beast or whatever you want to call it from college.
It's the freak.
Yes, man, he's an instant impact. I promise you, man. You guys are gonna see if you don't know about him, you're gonna find out real quick. Promise you.
Hey, and Michael Parsons loved the pick too, man.
Yep.
You see his emotions. Reed at Hullum, I'm still concerned about our wide receiver core too. CD and Cooks are great, but for the most part, we don't have wide receiver 3 or 4. Cedric Wilson Jr. doesn't sound too bad right now.
So let me give you a tidbit. Let me give you a tidbit on that because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that the Dolphins, they drafted another wide receiver.
They did.
They drafted Elijah Higgins from Stanford in the 6th round.
I think they have him listed as a tight end, though.
Really?
Yeah, I think they listed him as a tight end.
I mean, he is 235, so I see. But still, man, I'm just saying there's too many. They have to let go of Cedric Wilson. There's just too many talented receivers on that roster.
I think it's more so because of his contract. I think they're paying him $7 million, and he really doesn't have the production he did with the Cowboys.
Nope.
Ultra Cowboy says terrible draft without Kincaid. Hey, Buffalo knew the Cowboys were after a tight end. Ultra Cowboy, the tight end and the offensive line will be fine. I think so too. Hold on, I'm not mad at the the shoemaker. Man, thank God I went with that pick, but not at 58. It was better value there. It's hard because obviously I think the Cowboys had an insight that tight ends were going to be on the run, and they were on the run. No,
Yep.
the offensive line, Ocho Cowboy said no. The offensive line said that Tyler Smith is a left tackle, will only practice at left tackle. Yeah, I think Terrence Steele is the one that they're going to plug in at left guard, which I hope he could fit. I hope he could fit in there. But we'll see, man, because
We gotta see because there's so many things going
yeah,
on that we don't.
that because that came from but that one came from Jerry Jones, what Ultra Cowboy just said. But Mike McCarthy said Terrence Steele was one of their better offensive tackles. So it's up in the air right now. We need to win now. I've never seen Cowboys win a Super Bowl. I've never been a Cowboys draft. I've never seen a Cowboys draft a quarterback in the first round. I've never seen the Cowboys make it past the second round. That's funny. I think for the most part, for the longest, I think the Cowboys only made it to the second round. What this last season, and was it 2016? Harv?
2016, I think, yeah, when Dak was a rookie.
Dak was the rookie. Hullum says, yeah, the heck with the conservative. They got to get nervous and they got nervous and forced that pick. I think I think you got to give the head coach what he wants to run his offense. So we got to be fair in that one. Ruben Reyes says, I think one of these draft picks will surprise us, and we never know which one. It just takes one. I think Deuce Vaughn is going to be that one.
Deuce Vaughn, man.
You saw Zarb. I want to talk about the draft with you on the podcast. Tight end. Yeah, we need to regroup. Sorry about that, Eustace. Worst thing you could do is have a team that's good enough to go to the playoffs, but not good enough to win a Super Bowl. Man, we going to be picking in the 20s for a long time, and that's toxic. I've never heard anybody refer it to be toxic, man. This draft showed us the Cowboys believe in Jalen Tolbert.
They do, man. I think that's what it is.
And in college, he was an animal, man. I'm telling you this much right now. If you could get the same kind of play callings for Jalen Tolbert, you'll see what I'm talking about. Reed says, I need your perspectives on Eric Scott Jr. and Jalen Brooks. Do you guys think they will be steals or busts?
So I got a take on that because I did homework last night. I stayed up a little bit late. So check this out. Eric Scott Jr., I want to say, I might be a little bit wrong, but I think he was hurt with a quad when he ran the 40. And I think Will McClay talked about that in the press conference, and I think Dan Quinn did as well, is that they saw the tape, and he definitely runs faster than what he ran, I think a 4.69 or something, but he was injured. But this is the thing that gets me about Eric Scott. He has an 80-inch wingspan. That is insane. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if he even runs close to a 4.5, you might as well put him down as a 4.3, 4.4 with that wingspan. Like because that kind of makes up for your speed. So Jalen Brooks, I looked at his film as well. The little bit that I did see, he's a big. He plays like a really big dude, like a 6'5" guy, and he's not. He's like 6'2". But the thing I like about him is if you catch him on that slant, that quick out, that slant, and if you don't bring him down right away, he's gonna run over you, man. He's a bigger, stronger receiver. So those are the kind of the things that I like about those two players.
I mean, overall, I think with Eric Scott, I believe he was a 30 visit too.
Yeah, he was.
I think the Bucks were also a 30 visit, but for whatever reason, like Harvey said, he has the attributes. He has, especially the athletic profile, right? And I'm saying height. I think he's 6'2", but from what Dan Quinn likes, he likes his longer, especially the ones with longer wingspan because of the backside shoulder fade. That's why you see he likes these bigger corners because if they have a longer wingspan, they can actually turn around, especially on that backside shoulder fade, and be able to shut that down. Ultra Cowboy says the linebacker out of Texas will become a fan favorite. Dude is another Dono Wilson.
Yep.
I mean, I will say this: Dan Quinn likes him. I like Fahuku. He's a dog. I think he's the steal. You know what? He's Vita Vega's cousin. He's not related to Simi Fahuku, even though they have the same last name. But he's Vita Vega's cousin. But I will say that Nine, like he's averaged what, 9 sacks the last 2 seasons.
Yep, 9 sacks.
That's the kind of contribution you want from your, you know what I'm saying, from your rotational players. Facts, Hoodlum. I like Overshown. I think a lot of people do. Deuce Vaughn, the Electric Hobbit. I haven't heard that
Yeah.
yet. Mati Shoemaker Vaughn, only ones that will see the field on out the draft. I think you are on to something on that one. So along the tight end talk was real. I know, man. I can't believe it was a real thing. Give me Robbie Gold. I think that that's the one thing that the Cowboys really need to look at. Let's get caught up on TikTok, man. I see that there's a lot of comments that kind of came in and I wasn't able to get to it. Let me see. El Burrito, yes, sir. Because if you like COD, like I said, go on TikTok, go follow him. He got some crazy clips. He's probably one of the best COD players. Can I have a shout out? What's up, Los Angeles Lakers? How you Lakers doing, man? Shout out to you guys. Randy Mixon, y'all's defense got better. Monty and Overshown were great picks. And people are kind of I think they're still torn with Overshown because I think they're saying Jabril Cox, they have the similar body and all that. He's a safety and a linebacker. Corey Stella says, I like Deuce Vaughn, Monty Smith draft, and the tight end. I'd rather go O line like the Avila, but Avila went early to the Rams. It was a trash draft, but that's by Rashad Drushin. Deuce was an awesome addition as well. We never got them dogs. I guess he's talking about Georgia Bulldogs. Address needs addressed needs to trust Will McClay. I love Dak Prescott. That's why the Los Angeles Lakers. Gene Castillo. I love Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. Chucky 91 Bazan. Yes, sir. I'll watch it with y'all. We
Nice.
Jorge Adrande says we did good. Trust the process.
Yes, sir.
And that's the hard part, right? Trusting process.
Yeah.
It's the curse of Jimmy getting fired. Some was by Kirk
Crypto
Ray.
crazy.
Yeah, Tom said ever Eagles and Giants had much better drafts on paper right now. Yes, you're right. They are
Yep.
paper champs right now.
Yep.
Gene Castillo, I don't believe Tyron can make a whole season. That's the one thing that I think we're all kind of scared of. Num is it Numbnut. Eagles own the draft. Best of the East. Howie Roseman is the man. You know what? Shout out to Howie Roseman. He has definitely found a way. But
For
I will tell
sure.
you this. I think that next year or going forward, the people are not going to want to do deals with Howie Roseman anymore, man. So, I tell you, this is the year that they shined out. Hey, they're able to do some good things on there. Ashton 7212 says, "What do you think of Shoemaker?" I'll tell you this: he's a good blocker, man, and I think he can give you some upside. But I think with the blocking, I think that's where he really excels, and I think that's what they really like. And his RAS was out. I mean, he had a 9.6. Remember, a 10 is a perfect score. This guy Shoemaker had a 9.6. Jake Ferguson, we saw it, right? The side by side, Jake Ferguson had a 6.8, which gives you crazy. Eagles are elite. Dallas is awful. That's by a user. We see your face. It looks like a Steve Wild face, but you're a user 28530216400800. So yeah, I guess you're an Eagles fan, right? Because the Eagles are elite. When the Cowboys dropped 40 on the Eagles, with the better defense, I think. Ultimate A MAGA. Them boys fumbled
The bag.
bag. 8 years. Prescott awful. Well, Dak Prescott is entering his eighth season. We'll see. We'll see if that's a fact. Why is Parsons so worried about Philly? I don't think he's worried anymore. I think he's happy with what the Cowboys gave him.
Yeah, I think
That's
so too.
that's the way team block. Look at them blocking them with Gonzalez. Gene, I'm a little under. I don't understand it.
He's talking about the way the teams block. Look at New England with them blocking them with Gonzalez.
Oh, okay. And then Ultimate 8 says one and done. Reality check. Don't sleep on Jake Ferguson. I'm not sleeping on Jake
Yep.
Ferguson.
Nope.
Block the Jets. Gene Castillo overshown will be the surprise. I think so too. I think he's ready.
Yep.
Blocking the Jets, that is. Do y'all think Dallas was really interested in Kincaid? I really do think so. For Buffalo to trade up and get him, yes.
Yeah.
Num Nun says, "Go Birds." You mean the Philly hot dogs? Don't sleep. I don't think we can sign Diggs. We need a cornerback. I think that I think that when it's all said and done, I don't know how pretty it's going to be in the offseason, but yeah, I think the Trayvon Diggs contract is looming and it's coming. Deuce Vaughn and let's go. That's by Wes Dally Boy or Dallas Boy. I'm sorry. Yes, I think Deuce Vaughn. Man, that was so beautiful. Harv. I mean, what a scene, right?
I
With
ain't gonna lie, man. I got emotional, man.
whew, man,
I
that's a
got
tear.
emotional.
That was a tear jerker, man. I love that Deuce Vaughn, and then that picture of man, that picture of him and his son together. That thing was crazy.
Is
Great.
it? Is it? Yeah, I know Deuce Vaughn is short, right? But when you look at his film, he's just a football player.
That's all he is.
Like he's got great vision. He knows when to juke people, when to cut, when to like I don't know, man. It's just weird the way he's just a football player. I'm pretty sure if you put one of them leather helmets and go black and white and put him on the field back in the 30s or 40s, like that's this kind of player he is, man. And he's a great player.
Yes, sir.
What else we got?
I'm trying to get caught up on the trying to get caught up on the YouTube, but I lost my place here.
I think Give Me Robbie Gold was the next one.
Who mentioned that one?
Ultra
Oh,
Cowboy.
Ultra Cowboy. Okay, cool. Well, Lucas, I think that Deuce Vaughn pick out some pressure on Turpin. Just saying, ooh, I will say this: the thing with Deuce Vaughn is that he is a great receiver, man. I mean, he's made some amazing catches. He's all heart, man. Ultra Cowboy, they are having a car seat installed.
You can say what you want, man.
Yeah,
You
Ultra
can say
Cowboy,
what you want, but he's what a two-time
all American. I'm sorry,
All-American,
was it All American or all Big 12? I think it was all Big 12.
All Big 12. Yeah,
There, you could put Turpin on there too. Nah, Overshawn a dog. He will hit you. Cox not a big hitter. That's crazy because Jabir Cox, man. I mean, when he was at what is it, South Dakota State? Damn, he was a dog there too. And then he went to LSU and he did look good, but came to the Cowboys and I don't know if it's the ACL or he's just not. He wants to play that J. Ron Curse role. Overshawn is way better than Jabir Cox. Ultra Cowboy, extra ultra. Exactly. Hurlum says if we got D Hop, I'll feel way better. But I mean, we gotta take into consideration Stephon Gilmore, which is shoot, man. Been a fan of him for the longest. Brandon Cooks, I liked him too, and we got him with the Cowboys. They said something about the Eagles draft last year. Howie is so awesome. He drafted Rager over Jefferson. Yes, that's something that people forget, man. They always want to talk about this, but hey, he's fumbled the ball too. He's fumbled the bag. He's fast. Then Shoemaker is fast. I'll give him that. We got some wide receivers from undrafted free agent Jalen
yeah.
Moreno Cooper, David Durden, Jose. Is it Barbon?
Barbonia,
Maybe one of them can be a diamond in the rough. Somebody had been trying to sell us on Jalen Moreno Cooper, right?
Copper, yeah, or
Oh,
Cropper.
yeah, proper. Prescott has
Yes.
not been awful. I say a lot of things about this team, but that's not true. I think you're right. Jalen Cropper is a beast. I'll keep him on this team. I told you. I
Yeah,
think it was you, Hillam, or somebody else was
yeah.
who was telling us keep an eye on this kid. I was saying Eagle fans as the draft is the only one on the Hertz is the one on the Hertz jersey. That's his number, or it represents the Super Bowl win. That's a good one. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna give 100 million to a corner that don't like to tackle. Woo! You're on the same train as Harvey there.
Yep.
Ultra Cowboy says, as I was walking into the draft on day one, Haley Sutton asked me for an interview. I told her I didn't do interviews with people that block people on Twitter. Ultra Cowboy, what did you do to get blocked? Number one, you need to let bygones be bygones, man. You should have done it, man. You would have had a little 15 minutes of fame. Could have given the Cowboy Cast a shout out.
Yeah, for sure, man.
On that road to 1,000, please hit the subscribe button. That's all you gotta do. If you want to see when we go live, hit it on turn on all notifications. Cowboys can't draft a quarterback because they because Kane have Dak looking over his shoulder. He can't handle competition. These boys just win. Did we give him a shout out?
Yeah, we did.
Happy Sunday, fellas!
Black Mamba.
Yeah, I already drank my mimosas and then the draft was okay. I wish we would drafted a quarterback. Ooh, damn.
You know what's crazy? The guy that I wanted, Clayton Tooney and is it Tyler McKee? They both went, man. I wanted to, and Tyler McKee out of all teams went to Philadelphia. Yeah, it is what it is.
West Dallas boy says we did pretty good, addressed several needs.
We did.
But we must now get a kicker. Uh, West Dallas boy says the hate is real. Well said, homie. I agree. You can't measure heart. You really can't measure heart with Deuce Vaughn. West Dallas boy says he has great vision, runs to daylight, guy makes guys misses. He has a nose for the end zone. He really does, man. Amen. God bless the Cowboys. With Smith overshowing Fahuku and Parsons, Pick City, Texas. I love it. Love it.
I like that. Who is that? West Dallas boy?
Yeah. Hi, I'm a Skins fan. I guess that's William. Dot. Oh wow, you gave your whole email address on your username, William. Hello, Skins fan. Are you talking about Commanders? Because they're no longer the Redskins, right?
Nope.
Lorenzo 682. Do you think we're getting a new quarterback? I think I will tell you this. From what the reports we've read, right, Carb? If this season is we don't get to at least I think they said the conference championship with NFC conference championship. That's it for I'm sorry, that's it for Mike McCarthy. And I believe this is Dan Quinn's team. And they'll give him the option to bring in his quarterback. So I think next year's quarterback draft class, I think most people are really excited about that draft class and that quarterback group that's going to be coming in. So I think if anything, this is a big season for Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. And if they don't get the job done, I think that you're going to see some new changes made, especially with Dan Quinn. I mean, when Dan Quinn brought in Kyle Shanahan, he knew exactly what kind of offense was really potent in the NFL. So we'll see about that. Ultra Cowboy says friends died for the First Amendment, not doing interviews with sensitive Dak groupies.
Ultra Cowboy.
I understand that. What was he? Was he in the military? Your
He
friend?
might have been. It sounds like it.
Hey, salute! Hats off to you. We love our troops here.
For sure, 100%.
Yes, these boys just went Hendon Hooker and Jared Hall. I will tell you this. I think for the Detroit Lions, this is a good situation that he fell into. Even though Jared Goff is only 3 years older than him, which is kind of weird how that works. But at least you give them Detroit Lions a little bit of hope, right? As far as Jared Goff.
And I 100% agree with that, Jerry. Like, I think you give your quarterback 2 years to develop. Look at Malik Willis, man, and the situation he's in. And I've said this on East West. I said it on the Cowboys. I don't care for the majority of the time if you got a phenomenal quarterback like a Peyton Manning or you got a freaking who's the other Manning? I always forget. Eli Manning. Like those kind of players are once in a lifetime players you get. They're ballers. They know how to read defenses. But if you have these kind of players like Hendon Hooker, maybe a Richardson, you let them sit and develop for a couple of years. You don't just start them right away. That's my philosophy, and I've always thought of that. But I think Hendon Hooker went to the best place to sit behind Goff for 2 years and see what happens.
And just to add to the Jaron Howell, I think he was a shorty. I think he was a 6-footer. He was from BYU, but yeah, he did have a lot. Eric Scott will be a steal, in my opinion. 92nd percentile for height, 100th percentile for arm length, 32 3/8, 89 for vertical. Well, that's right. I think he had a 39.5-inch vertical. I think his broad jump was it 11.1?
Yep.
So
that's
you're
crazy.
right. And then I think he was doing that on a bum leg, right? It wasn't. I think he was dealing with some kind of
A
injury.
quad, yep.
We people to Twitter. Why wait till then? Get rid of of him now and put Quinn in. He's talking about Mike McCarthy. Dan Quinn going to be our head coach next year, and I love that. I mean, you know what? I think Dan Quinn brings energy, right?
He does, man.
If you lack energy in life and anything you do, people are not gonna want to be around you, man. I hate how people are grading the Cowboys draft a C. That's by O'Damian. I think we had a great draft, and O'Damian also said we don't make the flashy moves, but we make the great moves. David Johnson.
He's new, isn't he?
Yeah, round of applause.
Yeah, round of applause, David Johnson. Welcome.
Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for commenting. We do this for anybody that comes on board. As long as they do not give Dak an extension, you could be right. If they give Dak a new money, he will be here for a minute. But the other thing is, if he does get released, I think he's not going to count if he's a post June cut, right? Or next season. So the Cowboys have leverage right now with the contract situation. Damn, Quinn need to build this team in his way and pick his own quarterback. Well, I think that's why if you look at this defense is going to be scary, man.
It's going to be very scary.
It's going to stop the run, which is annoying for us because the sacks were there, just stopping the run. We couldn't. Well, it got better when we got Hankins, but then it's going to be better with Monty Smith, Hankins, and Quinn Boana and company. They were rebuilding this team for Dak. We better win. Black Mamba. Hedlum says Dan Quinn have a lot to say, so we haven't drafted a defense second the first second since decades. That tells you Dan Quinn had a lot to say. So yes, because you're right. I believe 1992 Russell Maryland was the last time the Cowboys drafted a defensive tackle in the first round. I like that guy William. He says, okay. Blazing Saddle says quarterbacks coming next year. Wait for those, right? Which is kind of what I was basically saying. But I will say this: I like what William says here, because remember he's the skin fan. I was trying to say no, you're a Commander fan. He says I'm not woke. I love that. Round of applause, man. You know, there's a saying out there. There is a saying out there, which we got to be paying attention, where it says you go woke, you go broke, right? So that's good. Good for you. You understand that the Redskins obviously carry a huge. Man, that was the Cowboys' biggest rivalry. I think was the Redskins of all time. Cooper Rush proved that he could drive the car for a few games. So that's West Dallas Cowboy, 2024 Super Bowl Cowboys versus Bengals. That's by So I like the prediction already. Blazing Saddles, exactly. Good draft class on quarterbacks next year. West Dallas Cowboy says not the long-term answer, but short-term option. Sure. I mean, I could see that. Yeah, for sure.
I could see that too. Yep.
Hey Grim, how's it going? Hey man, we're just kind of talking about we're getting caught up on our first impressions. We're not ready to give draft grades, but we're already seeing some of the draft grades. People are a little harsher on the Cowboys than what they should be. But again, I think a lot of them are Cowboy haters that are giving the grades. Sitting a few seasons really helped Aaron Rodgers. He was ready when it was time. Dak won't get an extension. That's by 8 Grim. Sup, Cowboys cast. That's Top Cowboys. Been a while. Yeah, Cowboys versus Bengals, Super Bowl 2024. I like it. Lorenzo's speaking that into existence. Gene Castillo, this defense was it last year. Can Micah throw the ball? Jeez Louise. What's up, party MBA? Yes, go Cowboys. You are
awesome. Cowboys. Good job.
Italian Mel. NFC East is mid. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, right? Because I see that you are a Raiders fan, because obviously, you have the Raiders logo as your, and yeah, man, you guys had a good draft class, but don't come in here talking all that Raider Nation stuff here. NFC East is the best right now in the entire NFC. So yeah, try to keep up with any team in the East right now. Top Cowboy says Eagles had a hell of a draft. You know what?
They did.
All right, Roseman, I think burn some bridges, and I don't think nobody's gonna make any deals with the Eagles going forward. And they're gonna have to be picking literally draft like the way the Cowboys did, 1 through 7, and wait their turn. And they're gonna be picking in the 30s, and maybe they'll get lucky if a Nolan Smith falls to them. Lorenzo says, have you heard of Max Duggan? I heard Cowboys are into him. Yeah, but the Chargers drafted him.
Yep.
And including 2 TCU players. So Texas has the best football, I think, right now. Have you heard of? Did you all see the fullback pickup?
Yes, that's my guy.
Man, and that's
Tra-
exactly what you need with the West Coast offense, right?
Yep, yep.
The Cowboys, Talk Cowboy says the Cowboys did not have a great draft. I give it a C plus. I don't know, man. Italian male, you're not funny. Parsons is gonna get the bag. He's gonna get paid like a quarterback, man.
Parsons, what is he? Is he all right, man? You good?
Yeah,
Why so much hate?
I
It's
know,
too
man.
much hate in the world, man. Too
It's
much hate in the
it's a
world.
Sunday, man. Just chill. You know what?
Yep.
We go live during the week. Bring that energy on a Monday. I like the picks. We should go 8 to 9. Well, the boys. Okay, this is FW4419 says, well, the boys were okay, but have lost a lot of ground. I can see Giants finishing second ahead of the boys. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to just go off of that because you're really you're banking on the rookie class to make that kind of impact. Cowboys got veterans that you got to include in this draft class, and I think the Cowboys are ready to go, man. Because a lot of their younger players are coming into year 2 and year 3 and year 4, so you're going to get more of what you had the year before. I think they
Oh,
should have passed on the tight end, grab offensive line. Yes, original J Mac. I think we were all torn on that second round pick,
yep.
especially our good friend here, Bedlam. Go Birds! Hey man, you guys had a hell of a draft class. You guys set you guys self up for the next 10 years. But I will say this: you guys got to have a plan for each player on that team. They have some concerns, man, especially Jalen Carter. We just got to understand the Cowboys draft began even before they draft Gene Castillo. Good one. Go Eagles. Yes, they had a great draft. Where they get lost on the
I think Eric Scoot can play the role with Old Dominion at 426.
well, he says, I think Eric Scoot is it Scott can play the role, J Ron plays, and Overshown can play linebacker. He just needs to put the muscle on.
Yep.
You never know.
I
You
can see
never
that.
know. I promise you this. If we start off bad and lose the first 4 games, McCarthy is out and Quinn will take over. I could see that happening, man. I really do think that Jerry Jones, at his tender age of 80 years old, you can see the frustration. It looked like with the offseason moves they made before the draft and during the free agency, it looks like they're in a win now mode. I hope Tober can shine next year because it's clear Dallas is relying on him now. I mean, if you
Yep.
bring him a simplistic offense and not give him this heavy option routes, I think he could just play the game. These boys just win. No quarterback ever went to his first Super Bowl drafted out of the first round after his 7th season on original team. Those the odds Cowboys face. Well, let me ask you this: what quarterback are you talking about that was drafted in the first round?
That he's saying, what he say? The question is?
No quarterback ever went to his first Super Bowl drafted out of the first round after his 7th season on the original team. Those odds Cowboys face.
So it means that, oh, after the seventh season?
Yes, because this is Dak's 8th season.
Yeah.
But he's saying no quarterback ever went to his first Super Bowl drafted out of the first round after this 7th season. So is he saying that somebody outside of the outside because is he saying somebody that was not drafted in the first round?
No, he's saying that no quarterback has ever went to his first Super Bowl drafted in the first round after his seventh season.
Because Dak is a 4th rounder.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
But
that's
I can name some quarterbacks that have been in the Super Bowl that drafted in the first round. Dan
well,
Marino, Dan Marino was a rookie and he went to the Super Bowl. He didn't win it. Ben Roethlisberger went to the Super Bowl in his second season.
yeah, but he's saying the 7th season, which is it'd be interesting to look up those stats right there.
I got you.
Preaching Sports Podcast. We people on Twitter too. Yes, you guys are. We got love for Twitter, fam. We're trying to grow on Twitter. We're also on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We are on TikTok. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are on whatever cup of tea it is. Watch it, like it, subscribe, share it. Please help us grow. Ultimately, YouTube, we love to get it up to 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe if you're on YouTube. I love the draft picking up. The fullback was great, and the undrafted.
Yes, yes.
Man, I mean, Cal, who they say he's really reminiscent to Cal Kushek, right? Or how do you say his name from the 49ers? Did y'all see that? What I said in Discord on how in the first round the two players they wanted were guard Steve Avila and Osiris, and if Monty Smith, Damien, you gave breaking news on every draft pick before the draft pick came
He
out.
did. He did.
You've given us so much wealth of information. I'm glad they went with Monty Smith because clearly they want to stop the run.
Yep.
Black Mama says they are always saying the Cowboys will finish third and fourth in the East. Haterism is real. Isaiah Land is a steal. We were talking about that on East West, weren't we? If he turns out better than Schultz, I'd be cool with it. But until then that this pick was trash to him, right? Dan Quinn have say so. So I wasn't even born last time they took a defense tackle in the first round. That tells you a lot. Did y'all see the film on Durrell Johnson,
Yes.
the offensive linebacker out of Liberty?
Hey, so real quick, let me say something about this. Jerry didn't know this. I'm gonna say this. He doesn't even know. This is the first time he's gonna find out about it. So I'm gonna do some small videos on the players that I like coming undrafted and give you a little bit of knowledge of each one, so everybody understands what type of players they are. And I'm not gonna tell you the exact players. I'm gonna tell you this one is for sure 100% one of them. Darrell Johnson. I thought the Dallas Cowboys were going to take him in the 7th round because I would never take a chance on this guy going undrafted because somebody would take him. But we are blessed to have this guy. And let me tell you something about this guy, guys. He wears number 11 in college. I'm just throwing that out there. And when you watch him play, it kind of gives you a little bit of that taste of Micah Parsons. So, hey, I want to give you a small videos on these guys, give you some pros, some cons. It's coming sooner than you think, so just watch out for it.
Let's go. I can't wait. Drew Brees won after 8 seasons. What is he talking about? So there you go. It took him his 8th season to win a Super Bowl, and he was a second rounder. So Drew Brees was outside the first round. So okay, that wasn't a first round pick. No, none made after his 7th season. Well, actually, just went and did the research for you, and just debunked you. Never mind, Drew was a second round pick. I never knew that. Cowboys pass up on day 1 starting left guard Osiris Torres for a backup tight end.
Time will tell, but I can agree with him a little bit, Jerry. Osiris was right there for the taking, man.
He was, but he's a hugger, man. He's a hugger, man.
We'll see, Jerry. If he becomes an all-pro,
he likes to bring the defensive players to him, man. Just go look at his tape. Eric Black, bang bang, Cowboys gang. I like it, man. Let's steal somebody else's thing, man. Check it out. I'm not down on Motzi, but I definitely would have drafted Siaki Ika. That's a big body in the middle for show. And man, the Browns got him.
New? Is he new?
I believe he's been on before, recently too.
I've never seen him.
Round of applause.
Okay. Round of applause.
Craig Lovegren says Shoemaker will play. Gene Castillo, I don't believe Drew led in interceptions. Oh, come on now. We already know Mike Martz already debunked the whole thing. It was just uncharacteristic of Dak, and he was a little bit pressed. Imagine if Trevor Lawrence played for the Cowboys. Lorenzo. Only dreams. Sometimes dreams do come true. I don't know. Craig Lovegren says, I don't know if he will even make the team. I think he's talking about the offensive linebacker that you guys are talking about. Don't forget about John Elway. That was West Dallas boy. Craig Lofgren, the Cowboys who got who they wanted. Matthew with Bam, the Gridiron Guru says Matthew with Sam Williams will make a nice duel. And even Michael Parsons, man. And I think he's gonna help D-Law a little bit longer with his career too. I don't know if the fullbacks will even make the team. I think, great Craig, I do think that Hunter will make this team. I have no idea what we drafted an edge rusher in the fourth round. 9 sacks. Like he's done that back to back seasons, man. And I think they're looking for somebody that's somebody that can have in rotation for longer than 1 year because I think Dorrance Armstrong will be gone. He's probably going to demand a bigger contract.
Yep.
And Dante Fowler, I think he was just a 1 year deal too. So after that, you're skinny at defensive end. I have
Yep.
no idea. Okay, yeah, but Shoemaker will play. I don't believe Drew led interceptions. I like the fourth round pick. Craig doesn't like the fourth round pick. We still need a running back. I think Deuce Vaughn will help out a lot. Robert strikes back. Thoughts on Shoemaker? He's a good blocker, man. Good blocker, and I think if you use him the right way, I think that he can help you out on the in the pass catching. But he was not on his original team. Different coach, different play style, everything. Osiris looked like a McDonald's manager.
I love it.
He's a big boy, man. Mati was way better than Ika.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. He's freakless. Rev. You guys missed it, man. We were live with Rev on day 3, man. It was
We
a
were,
long.
man. It was
Well,
a long day.
it was a long day, but the draft felt like it kind of went by pretty fast.
It did.
Cowboys seemed out of sync in the draft. Was it them selecting the defense second on the first or the tight end in the second? They seemed a round late every pick. It really did feel like a Rev.
It did. It did.
We were there. You were there. You were just naming players that were available, and Cowboys made their selection. It's like, what in the world are you doing, right? But it's clear to say, Rev, we see the vision. They want to stop the run,
Yep.
run stopping and pass rush. Stop it. I mean, how are teams going to be able to stop it? People want to say, "Oh, Eagles are so better on defense. You guys are not going to be able to run the ball." Hey, you guys are not going to be able to run the ball on the Cowboys that easy. The true steal of the draft was definitely Deuce Vaughn. I do believe that, man.
Yes.
Hoodlum says Hunter will make this team, bruh. We don't have a pass blocking running back. Yep.
Hey, you know who you're right? Oh, I'm not gonna say nothing. Never mind. I'm gonna keep it for the video.
All right. Mr. Nissel Crunch. Run of
It's
applause.
you, man. Welcome.
I mean, I want to say I've seen the Kool-Aid thing before. But I don't know, man. Is that Mr. Kool-Aid? Our best quarterback was Troy Aikman back in the 90s, and he had 3 Super Bowl wins. Look, I'm going to tell you this much right now.
Oh, here we go. I'm not getting into this.
Troy Aikman got his Super Bowls. God bless him. Thank you for what you did, Troy Aikman. But statistically speaking, he is the worst quarterback that the Dallas Cowboys has ever had. Go and look at his stats, okay? He literally stunk it up, man. He had more interceptions.
You can't say that in that era, though. Like, they had a great running game.
That's exactly what.
But that's my point. Like, he didn't pass like all these other guys. Never mind. This for another
1 year he had 11 touchdowns and 13 interceptions, and nobody talks about that. But they want to blow up. They want to blow up how many picks Dak had this year. Wow, Mr. Ness on that. I did not know that. I know you're 25 years old. You know you didn't see Troy Aikman. Offensive line will depend on young depth.
Yep.
Your top guys have to stay healthy on that offensive line. Yes, we found that out especially last year. But I think that these players that they got the year before, like Matt Waletzko, they need to step up. Josh Ball needs to step it up.
Yep.
But I saw somebody say, how long do you give Josh Ball these hall passes, but you get rid of other players? Black Mama, we need to get Henry if we can afford him. We also need a quarterback. Man, they like Cooper Rush. He was able to help us out. Stephen White, hi y'all. Hey, hi, Stephen White.
What's up, Stephen White?
Tyron needs to stay healthy come playoffs. He really does. Que hubo, Jerry and Javier? They even passed on Mafi. And I was surprised. Then passing on Torrance was crazy. Rev, that is still haunting to this day. Eric Black is with you. He says exactly. I pray Darnell Washington all the way down to us, and we dropped the ball. He must have had huge warts. Well, I will say this: there was an injury that we found out about Darnell Washington when you actually go back and read it. So that's probably why he fell. And then I like what Rev said. I think it was the lack of his
play targets.
He just really didn't have a big production in his collegiate career.
Nope.
Troy played in a different era. He was deadly accurate. Defensive backs could actually defend back then. That's why. Troy is the GOAT. Stop playing with his top. Hey, I'm not saying he's not the GOAT. I'm just saying thank you, Troy. You got us 3 Super Bowls, but in reality, have been a little bit sharper. Are people getting Hall of Fame records confused with Ring of Honor? Possibly confused? No, Jose Pais. They passed on Drew Sanders too. Hoodlum, please.
Don't get my heart hurts right now every time people say this.
D Shift says Shoemaker's blockability makes him a well-rounded tight end that will add quality to Ferguson and Hendershot. His incredible raw score was crazy too. Overshown is gonna show to be a true threat when he gets accumulated and learn this defense. I think he's ready, man.
Yep, I think
I ain't
so
gonna,
too, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't think Drew Sanders fit the defense of scheme. That's probably what it was. I mean,
Because don't wouldn't they ask that Will McClay and them be like, "Hey Dan, do you like Drew Sanders?" And he probably said no. We don't know that, but if that's what you're saying, then you got to go with the coach.
you gotta go with the coach. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like Drew Sanders fit with the scheme of the defensive scheme. What Troy was the man.
Don't get me started, guys.
At Hoodlum, Troy Aikman is not the GOAT. He is a sheep by Black Mamba.
You guys you're gonna hurt my feelings, man.
We did get Hunter Lefko.
Let's go, Stephen White. Let's go.
I said, but some of these people are killing Jerry with these big words. They really are, man. It's a lot, man. You know, one time we look back and I think I had read over 174 comments, man. So if you guys are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you guys are really doing a big disservice, man.
YouTube, baby.
And you want this kind of attention, you got to give super chats and all that stuff. You guys are not even coming over here, not even sharing the content. If we could fix the draft, first round would have been Mati, second round would have been Drew Sanders, third Darnell Washington, fourth would have been left guard Anthony Bradford. Woo, man, look at that. I love how Rev went back and redid it. And you know what? All those players would have fit in that order. Boom, boom, boom. Even you couldn't even throw in the fourth round. You could have probably even gone a Tony Mafi, right? Yep. I believe he was still there. Hoodlum, and he haven't been a linebacker for that long. That is a true statement about Drew Sanders. And Javi just laughing. Woo! DJ Dog 31. Tony D'Amato says Eagles look scary. I think the Eagles look scary, like maybe like in 2 seasons, 3 seasons from now. You know, it's kind of hard to bank on your first round picks to make a day one impacts on your defense.
Well, you didn't read his comment though, Jerry. DJ Dog. You didn't.
Oh, I like some of these undrafted free agents like Durrell Johnson and fullback.
Let's go. Let's go.
Like,
I'm telling you right now, man.
You like the undrafted free agents more than
I do. I'm telling you guys. I think these guys are gonna make it. I like the undrafted players better than the ones that we drafted. Like we have. Look. I'm getting excited, man. I'm telling you guys. I'm gonna make these videos. I'm gonna give you a little bit of insight on some of these players. You gotta watch the videos, man. You guys will get the notifications when they come out. I promise you, I'm excited. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Lorenzo says CeeDee Lamb, best wide receiver in the NFL. I love it, man, because it started a little bit, and then somebody says, no, that would be Justin Jefferson. That's by Bam, the Gridiron Guru. Eagles look scary. Can you imagine if they would have hit on Justin Jefferson, Harv? I'm just saying. Yeah, it would have been freaking lights out. That would have been the hardest team to beat. Mike Ross, Dak's still your quarterback, bro. And you know what?
Craig Log Friends just said there's a reason that they were not drafted.
Who's he referring to, though?
So because I'm saying I like the undrafted players, and he's saying there's a reason why they were not drafted. I'm telling you, man. Now this era now in football is different than it was back in the 90s, early 2000s. Like there is a lot more talent now than there ever was been. Like you got to think there's only 7 rounds. Back in the day, it was almost 11. So you have to think, man, there's a lot better players now coming out to the NFL. And you got to think, Hendershot made the team and he was undrafted, right?
Yep. I mean,
Like
the thing,
Tony Romo was undrafted. Like what was it what's his name from the Vikings, defensive tackle undrafted? I forget his name. But anyways, I'm just saying nowadays now there's a lot of undrafted players coming out that are really good. So you have to there's a reason why teams are paying a premium for these players. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Rev, though, he loves our players. And you know what? I think eventually we're going to be like, oh, this makes sense when they're making big plays. Steven White says, no fan tight end. Check that dude out. Hasn't he been in the league for a while? Hasn't done nothing?
No, his cousin. Are you talking about his cousin? His cousin got undrafted, got signed by the Cowboys, Princeton fan from
Mm,
Tennessee.
interesting. Yeah. Hoodlum says that to you Eagle fans, right? I love it. D. Chef Carter will not be better for the Eagles this year than Hargrave last year. Ooh.
Ooh, we'll see.
Hargrave was a freaking difference maker, man, and
Yeah, he was.
he could get penetration. Jalen Carter going to be somewhere sitting cheeseburger. His weight is going to be a problem. I'm telling you guys.
We'll have to see.
I mean, that's been what we've been hearing, and we've been hearing more reports. I think something along the lines of Ian Rappaport actually talking about Jalen Carter's character issues. Like, damn, that's not good, guys. I didn't even know about that stuff. Apparently, they kept it under wraps until the draft was over. The players we wanted, other teams took them. Eagles took everyone. I will say this: a lot of the players that the Cowboys did bring in and liked them, it's crazy how these teams jumped on them.
Yep.
From even Darnell Wright going 10, and he was ranked 70th in the beginning of the process, and then, man, they just people need to stop. They need to get off of Will McClay, find their own Will McClay, man. The thing, Helen says the things that Mossy can do, I can't, or what I know. Okay, the things that Monty could do, I couldn't ask Jalen Carter to do. Jalen Carter is a dog, but Monty is the anchor. It's true.
Yep. I agree with
But
that.
they do kind of have their own Monty version, but
Yeah.
that's Jordan Davis. But Jordan Davis, did he have the same kind of freakish things? I mean, 800 pounds on the lap. What is it? What machine was that? I don't know. He's working out his lats, 800 pounds, 550 pounds, close grip, right? Someone say that the undrafted players are more successful than the drafted ones. Let's see if that is a true statement. That's actually a true statement. When you look at the teams that are hitting the Super Bowl, they're actually filled with more undrafted free agents. Eric Black, I'm anxious to see how the new Fajuku comes in and dominate. He's cousins with Vita Vea.
Yep.
He's not with Semi Fajuku. Hulum, it was still 11 rounds. We would have won 30 Super Bowls by now. Well, I mean, I think Jerry Jones did have a statement, and we did put it out on our TikTok and all our socials where he says drafting is not the problem, it's coaching. But at the same token, yes, he's right. It is the coaching, but that goes back to him because he's the one who stuck with coaches that should have been gone longer, and he needs to give some wiggle room and let these coaches coach and call the shots. I'm sorry. Earl Bostic Jr. is a dude too. He got 220 to sign.
Yeah, the Kansas tackle, man. I like that dude too.
I can't wait for football to start.
I can't wait, man. Let's go.
Rev says Jane Tober has to step up this year. He has to. Yeah,
He has no choice.
he has no choice. I think the Cowboys are not gonna they're not gonna be patient with it. My concern in this draft was waiting so long to address the offensive line. I believe Dan Quinn will unlock Monty's full potential.
Yep.
I think that Dan Quinn knows how to bring out the best in a lot of these players. Bears took Bills. I'm sorry,
Bills.
took Kincaid. They compare Monty to Wilfork for the Patriots. Shoot,
Ooh.
and he was Wilfork was one of probably the best prospects I've seen in a long time, man. Both Jalen Carter and Jalen Tober could be hot this year. We'll see, man. I like the undrafted players by Black Mamba, Stephen White, same school for the Jalen's. I think too. We drafted another one. Hope they bust out this year. And Eric Black, what's your guys' take on Tyrus Beat?
I like him, so I did see some of his film. The only thing is he has a little bit of trouble when he engages to try to disengage. It takes him a while to disengage. So I mean, but at the end of the day, that's Dan Quinn's thing, man. He's gonna teach these guys this kind of stuff. But guy has a motor. When he does bull somebody, he can do it. But the thing I like about Wheat is his relentlessness. He doesn't stop, man. He's a dog. So we'll see, man, what happens with him.
Somebody says that's their username. I don't know why you would hate the NFL, but he says, I believe the Chiefs lied about taking Monty Smith just so they could take Felix and Nuki Izuma. I wonder why he wasn't getting first round hype that the dude can play. He was
I
getting
don't.
first round play. He was getting
Yeah,
first.
he was. I don't think what he says is true because let me tell you something.
There was two teams.
Uh, Chris Jones is about to get paid again, and I believe, in my opinion, they wanted to make the trade because they said, "Man, if we get Monty Smith, why do we have to pay him?" Because remember, they're paying a lot of people now. But my point to that is, if they get Mozzie Smith, they got Chris Jones, I think, for 1 or 2 more years, and then they got to pay him again. Now you feel a lot more comfortable with Mozzie Smith playing 1 or 2 years, letting Chris Jones walk. Think about that. So, in my opinion, they had to do one of two things: either get Mozzie Smith to cover Chris Jones, or replace Frank Clark with a defensive end. So, to me, I think that's basically what they were trying to go for, in my opinion.
William Reese was responding to the Vikings defensive tackle. I believe that you were asking about John Randall or defensive.
John Randall, that's the guy, man. He was undrafted.
Craig Lofgren says Nolan Smith was a steal. He really was a steal in this draft.
Yep.
Ernie C says, "How about them Cowboys? Let's go, Ernie." And he says, "I think we did well." He goes, "Sign Zeke. I think that might be something."
It might be something, guys. Actually, might be something.
Craig Lofgren says Darius Victor, running back from the generally is a guy to look at. It's their F. Go Browns.
Who's that? Who's that? Go Browns.
It's their F.
It's their F. It's their F. I'll give a little tidbit on that. I know we're Cowboys, but Cedric Tillman, Saki Ika, DeJuan Jones, Isaiah McGuire, DTR, Cameron Mitchell, Luke Whippler in the sixth. Like the Browns killed it, man. They had a really good draft, and you should be proud of it, by the way. But if you want more news on NFL Total, follow East West, man.
East West Football. I mean, Lord, the Vikings, the logo. There's the logo. EastWestFootball.com also. Great article.
Great draft, though. Yeah.
Sign Zeke. Kicker question mark. What about a kicker? I don't see Zeke coming back. You know what? There's a lot of talk right about that.
Yeah, there is.
Let's see. Get caught up on YouTube, and that's it for us, man. I mean, we already gave it our impressions. We're not going to give grades out, but these are our first impressions. I think that we need to take a step back and know that our team is complete. We saw what that defense did, and you know what they came in to the draft with an actual a plan, right?
Yep.
Hoodlum says once ATL picked Bijan, I was like, yes, now the Bijan stuff can stop and people can shut up. That's funny. Somebody said, hey, I hate the NFL says good point. At Hoodlum, I agree. I was so happy Bijan was off the board. And then the crazy thing is Jameer Gibbs gets off the board right away too. We are loaded with tight ends and fullbacks now. Deuce Vaughn will get in space, give Deuce a crack, and he's gone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's a playmaker. Eagles got Kelly Ringo. We're going to toast him. He's trash. And
he is.
I think he might play a little bit of free safety. So you might I kind of see him being like maybe like their Malcolm Jenkins.
Yeah. So they're gonna pair him with Sidney Brown?
Yeah, I would take Zeke back, Black Bamba. What about you, Harv?
Depends on how much.
At the right price.
Yeah, at the right price.
Did anyone get Deneric Prince? He reminds me of Pacheco.
Yeah, you're talking about the the running back from Tulsa. I don't know if anybody grabbed him.
Bucks reach for is it Clancy? Man, I knew it was going to be a team dumb enough to draft Van Ness, and that was the Packers. It's
Actually, Prince went undrafted. I don't know who picked him up though.
it's time to say screw it. Darnell Washington, Cedric Tillman, Benz, and all of the others. I wanted puro pinche vaqueros y que putos.
This guy.
I would have to translate that because that was Spanish, right? But he's just saying so bad that Cowboys missed on Cedric Tillman, Marvin Mims, Darnell Washington. It is what it is. And
Oh my goodness.
what's up?
Deneric Prince signed undrafted free agent with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow. So there you go. Pacheco 2.0 is with Pacheco 1.0. We
Yep.
don't need a freaking grade. We are the best simply as that. Go Cowboys. And we'll
Let's
see.
go.
I like it. It's a great. Marvin Harrison Jr. made Kelly Ringo top 10 draft stock go to top 100. I think you're right. I think I'm happier that we drafted a playmaking fullback than any other position in this draft. I think it's going to help it out. Pats Nation, my Patriots had a pretty good draft. You know what? I like the first two picks. I'm not going to lie, man. I think you guys got to steal Christian Gonzalez. I like the Keon White pickup too. There were some other questionable picks, but overall, I mean, Bill Belichick is a master.
I don't know, man. I'd like to say that I like. Nah, I mean I like the Marte Mapu pick. I think that's going to be a good pick, in my opinion.
The safety
Uh,
converted linebacker, right?
Linebacker, yeah, Mafi, man. Antonio Mafi, I think he's going to get. And I think the biggest one is Keyshawn Butte, man, for the Patriots. I think that one and Demario Douglas from Liberty. Watch out for him, the receiver. But I think they had a pretty good draft.
It was all right. I mean, it was good to see the Patriots step out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Bam, the Gridiron Guru. Pats had a typical Pats draft, but amazing. Meh. That's on TikTok. Ernie C says Cowboys Eagles week 1. And then Bam, the Gridiron Guru. Has the NFL schedule been released yet? No, but make sure you follow the East West football, and we'll definitely cover that when it comes out. Is the schedule out? No, not yet. It'll be out in a bit. But I'll watch some prospects for next year draft. Yep. And then eastwestfootball.com. That's the place to be at to keep up with those. Patriots needed to get good draft picks because y'all are not the same with Tom Brady. Pats drafted a kicker and a punter.
Yeah, they did. They did.
I'm not going to. I was hoping Dallas took Porter. You're talking about Joey Porter Jr.?
Yeah.
Giants got Jalen Hyatt. They really did. And Pats Nation. Pats typically draft kicker and punter. I wasn't surprised. But at least you guys did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so did the 49ers. And they drafted a kicker in the 3rd round.
Which Jake Moody from Michigan.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I know a lot of people were high on him, but damn, I thought he would be like for sure late 4th. Maybe if you had like a couple 4th rounders, like, you know.
Yeah.
On the 3rd. May 11th, when the schedule is announced. Thank you, DJ Dog 31. Appreciate that. I hate the NFL. Eagles drafted all these good players, but you can't play them all. You're only allowed to have 11 players on the field. It's a factual statement.
That's true.
At DJ, thanks. Roderick Wood says, I think we had a decent draft. We filled in some needs. Are they trading the quarterback, Gene Castillo? Who's he talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, he's talking about Bill Belichick, I guess.
Oh, I got you.
No, I don't think they're going to trade Mac Jones, right? I mean, I don't even see them.
I don't think so.
I didn't even see them do that. Yeah, he's talking about the Patriots. No, I didn't even get a quarterback, did they?
No, they got one undrafted, Malik Cunningham.
They did get him, but I think he's gonna. I mean, they still got. What is his name, man? The one that filled in for Mac Jones. Mac Jones was hurt.
You're talking about
Zappy?
Yeah, Zappy.
Zappy.
He's pretty good.
This draft was next year's draft is going to be way better. I agree. Shoot, Martin Harrison Jr. I think he's gonna be a top 5 pick, man, if he
Yeah.
continues this.
Yep.
Avi, on a separate note, can I please get that hat and that shirt now? Hold on, if you was a Texans, would you have traded that pick to get Will Anderson? That's a good pick. That's a good topic. I say
No.
I say
No.
yes.
The only reason I say no is because what do you have next year? I think that's what you have to look at. Do you have a possibility of getting one of the top pass rushers? Because I'll tell you this, that guy from Florida State looks pretty damn good.
I think
I'm
with
just
CJ,
saying.
I think with CJ Stroud, you're not going to be picking in the same draft position. In fact, I think now they actually have an opportunity to make a run in that
And
division.
and I think it just depends too. Like, is D'Amico Ryan's just saying, "Hey guys, we're not picking. We're never going to pick in this close, so we might as well just do it now." You're
It's
right
good.
there.
It's good because it's giving the whole team confidence that hey, man, we can all play and we can all make some money here.
Yep.
And I think CJ Stroud, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think he fell into a great situation. Houston is nothing like Dallas. The lights there in Houston a little bit more dimmer. You know what
A
I
little
mean?
bit dimmer, baby.
Yeah, and there's not so much hate on national media and whatnot. Let's see here at Hulum. I would have, like Mama says that. If you guys seen the edge rusher in the draft named BJ Thompson, he's 6'6", 230, ran a 4.39 in the 40, and of course he went to the Chiefs. He really did go off to the Chiefs. But obviously adding another pass rusher was not the Cowboys' goal. The goal for the Cowboys was to stop the run, and they did that with Overshone and Monty Smith. Corey Stellar says, I think the Cowboys should have gone offensive line instead of tight end. I think this is Mike McCarthy do or die season. That was a Mike McCarthy pick. Let's just be honest. Going second round with a tight end, that was Mike McCarthy's pick. So obviously he has a vision for the offense, and his vision included multiple tight ends. I wouldn't, but that was the pick they used for another trade. Yeah, they lost the first rounder with it. But that's it for us, man. I mean, that's our first impressions. You know what I mean? But we're gonna be breaking down. I mean, I think coming up with the next couple of weeks, we have multiple players to be talking about. We're gonna break down each one individually, have fun with it, see what we really like. We're gonna go really in depth because now we know that they're officially Cowboys because they were drafted and they were signed. Right, Harv?
Yep. All day.
The Cowboys draft was way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought Jerry was going to find a way to mess it up, man. I don't know, man. This draft was kind of like the 2019 draft for us, man. TikTok, we appreciate the likes, man. 2,100 likes. Appreciate y'all. Boom. Round of applause to you guys.
Be nice, TikTok. Be nice.
Yeah, man. Somebody, Bam the Gridiron Guru says at Corey Strella, what constitutes a die season for McCarthy? Missing out in the NFC Championship, I think for sure that's goal one. NFC Championship, I think he has to get there.
Yep.
And then I guess the form of the season, how the season worked itself out, how the adjustments that he was able to make. I think it is. I think it is one of them seasons for Mike McCarthy. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I mean, how long can the Cowboys? How long can you continue to hear Cowboys Nation so frustrated with losing?
Yep.
He better have vision for Dak, Black Mamba. McCarthy, 1 pick, DQ, 5 picks. You know what? I think it was. It shows you that who's really calling the shots or who they really trust. Shoemaker to keep it real. Tell Shoemaker to keep it real. That's it for us, TikTok. Thank you for the NFL talk. Hey, we appreciate you. And thank you for not being woke. And yes, your commanders, they should have done a little bit more, man. They should have they should have tweaked out. I like the Emmanuel Forbes pick. I think there's another player I like, but damn. NFC's tough. And that's it for us today, TikTok. You guys be nice, man.
Be nice, TikTok.
And YouTube, we love you guys, man. We will see you guys soon.